Would help if I unmuted, but welcome to the Canva tutorial. And I'm going to do this strictly from a getting started perspective. So I'm going to share my screen. Um, and my whole point in doing this is, of course, so those who are not yet familiar with Canva, this will help them at least know like the basics. I don't consider myself a Canva pro. I have taken a couple classes and I've obviously been playing with it for a while. So I would say maybe I'm more intermediate. I don't know. But I want to share what I know to help everybody else because I know that right now, specifically with the new catalog coming up, everybody is wanting to do graphics. They're wanting to create some fun things to send out in mailings, to attach to catalogs, things like that. So for example, I've got some of my packs ready for my VIPs. But I have created this little card that I'm putting on all of my catalogs that are going out. And then I'm just printing out it's going to be a more pared down version of this that I'm going to be sending out to my other customers who are getting product lists. So to my VIP customers, to my Scentsy Club customers, they are all getting catalogs. They get this fun little sheet on the front that, again, it just tells them what my top wax picks are, what I think of the must-see products, um, and all the fun stuff. So they're getting that. Everybody else is getting a product list. And that's just because I got a business budget and I want to make sure that I stick to that. So I try not to spend too much, but at the same time, I want to get the word out. I want my customers to see all the great things. The product lists, though, are really great because they do show everything. And I love that. And they're really easy on my budget because I can get that and maybe a couple little flyers and put those in a number 10 envelope, which is like the longer envelopes, get them out with one stamp. So that's not a bad deal. All right, so let's go ahead and let's hop in. I am going to share my screen. So let me pull this up here. I'll just pull it up to my desktop. It's fine. Oh, well, no, let's do desktop. Okay. In case I need to do something else. Who knows? All right, so I have Canva up. Canva is an amazing program. It has a lot of great features. It can really be a good marketing platform. And what I love about Canva is that it is very user friendly. So even those who don't feel like they're really good per se at doing graphics or creating things like this, this is really something that you can start with, that you will feel comfortable with. You'll really feel like you're like, oh my gosh, I can do this kind of stuff, right? Because they really break it down and make it very easy with templates and things like that. So you can create everything you want to, make it personal. If you do branding with colors or different pictures or fonts or things like that, you can customize this as much as you want, or you can leave it as simple as you want and just go with simplicity. Which is, like I said, one of the key factors of why I think Canva is a really great starter experience for somebody who's just getting started into doing graphics and things like that. Um, One other thing that I will say before I dive into this tutorial is that Canva does have a free version and they have a pro version. The free version I will recommend to every single person that by all means start out with the free version. You can pretty much design and do everything that you want to do with the free version. Okay. If you start with the free version and you're loving it and you start using it for all of your marketing materials and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had more access. That's when I would say, okay, go ahead and maybe upgrade yourself to the pro subscription. You can pay annually or you can pay monthly. I usually pay monthly just because I do like a pivot point in my business where it's like, okay, what's working, what's not. And so I like to cut things out when I want to. So that's why I kind of stay on the monthly plan. It is $12.99 a month for the pro version. But like I said, you do not necessarily even need that. You can create everything that you'll probably see me doing today, um, with the free version. So I don't want you to just dive right in and start buying things because, um, of- especially for those of you who are just starting out your business, and for those who are maybe more of a seasoned consultant. Here's the thing, at the end of the day, we're here to make money, at least I am. And so I don't want to be spending money and having all of these different things that I'm paying for every single month that maybe I'm not necessarily using. I have to edit myself a lot because, and I do it within life too. Like I'm like, oh, I got to subscribe to this and Hulu and this subscription box and I need that. uh-uh. We got to start cutting the fluff at some point. And especially when we're in our business, that's really a great time to be able to kind of take stock and see what's going to work and what's not going to work. So let me go ahead real quick. I've got somebody on the waiting room here, get them in. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say about the free versus pro version of Canva. So there we go. All right, get that out of my way. Go away. Okay. All right, so you just go to canva.com. There is an app for Canva as well, so you can do this mobile. So if you're on your phone, you can definitely download it to your phone. I have it on my phone. I will tell you this. This is one of those programs that honestly, for a lot of my business things, almost everything I do, I will do off my phone. Yes, I can do it on the desktop. Yes, I can, do all the things. This is one thing though that for me, desktop version is just easier. You'll talk to other people though who are like, oh no, I prefer the mobile version. And by all means, do what works for you. But just so you know, it is available whether or not you've got a computer, a laptop, or tablet, or you're just working from your phone. Another reason I love Canva. It literally, and it's great because when I'm sitting down at the computer and creating designs and things like this, when I save them, when I go and maybe I'm sitting on the couch and relaxing for the evening, but I still want to get some work done because I can never stop working. I just keep doing it. Um, but everything that I've done when I was sitting down, I can pull up in my Canva app and there it is. So it's a really great option to be able to sync everything. All right, so like I said, I'm going to start this off very, very intermediate because again, I want to capture everybody who maybe has not had a chance to play in this program. When you go to canva.com or to your app, you will see up at the top here, it says design anything, and they truly mean anything. Okay. You can do presentations. So if you're thinking of doing any trainings or things like that with your team, think of that as like PowerPoint. Okay. I've done a handful of trainings using this concept and it's really, really easy. I think PowerPoint is really easy, but I've used it for years. It's super easy when it comes to Canva doing presentations. Everything is customizable. So social media, on the social media tab, you'll see as I click here where you can get everything formatted in its right size. So if you're wondering what that means, obviously, when you're on social media, you'll see that maybe you've downloaded a picture from the workstation or just a picture you like, and you go to maybe upload it into a story, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, and it just ends up being a square, and then you've got like colored portions on the top and the bottom. That means it's formatted to be in that square size, right? So when you see something on here that says Instagram post, you can see the pixel dimensions down below. That literally means that it's going to fill, that design is going to fill the entire screen. So depending on what you're trying to create is what you want to use. It already has all the dimensions. You don't have to guess and go, oh, I think if I'm doing it on Facebook, it's this or that. No, it automatically formats it for you. Video is another great thing too. When it comes to Canva, specifically for people who are just getting started, maybe doing some videos, whether it's just on Facebook or Instagram, or if you're trying to venture out into YouTube. You can really, again, it's going to format the sizes for you. It's going to make everything really easy. You can customize it that way. Wonderful things. Print products, you could do so much, right? Think of like Vistaprint meets your graphics program and they had a baby. That's Canva. So you want to create business cards or coffee cups that you want to give out to your customers. Who knows, right? You can do all that from here. The marketing tab will give you more of the posters, see here, tickets, yard signs, all that stuff. all the fun things. And then if you really want to get real business like, you've got all of your things here, memo, letterhead, letters, all that stuff. All right, so again, another great thing when you're working with Canva, it will save all of your designs. So down here, you'll see some of the designs that I've been working on more recently. I did go through and do a big like trash purge of all like the old stuff that I had in here. I'm a very visual person, so when I'm in here working, I like to just see what I need to see. I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. Um, all right. I do have the pro version, but I'm going to show you some things that you'll be able to see the difference, whether it's pro versus free. Like I said, though, you can do everything you need to do from the free version. So what I'm going to show you to start out with is how I did my catalog, what I just showed you on my catalog, the little marketing page up here. So here it is on my screen, but I want to break it down for you so you guys can see exactly how I got all of these elements in here so you can create your own. You can print these at home. I happen to, when I'm doing these for like mailing and things like that, I actually use just a very light cardstock to print on. But at the same time, if you want your, if you're going to be mailing things out and you're really worried about your postage, things like that, you can print on just regular paper. These these images and graphics that you're going to create come out beautifully, whether it's on paper, like regular printer paper or cardstock. It will work great for you. So it just depends on what you really want it to do. But things like my Scent Club subscription, like I've done this in Canva, and you'll see it's kind of blowing in the wind here, but this is just on paper. And I like to be able to print at home and print things on paper, again, because I can fit more into a mailing envelope and get it out with maybe just one stamp. Anything that's going to save me a little bit on postage is great because I do have a wide customer base that is not local. So when I am sending a whole bunch of stuff, specifically this time of year, right? I want to get that new catalog out to everybody. Again, I don't necessarily mail the catalog to every single customer. Now, everybody will get some version of it, but they may very well just get a product list and some paper flyers that I've thrown in there. Either way, it's really, really easy to do this at home. If you do not have a printer, or maybe you want this to just be a little bit more bougie, that's fine. You can actually, when you're done, you can actually have Canva print you prints. You will pay for them and they will mail them to you. So you'll get them in a nice stack in the mail and they'll look nice and professional, maybe on heavier cardstock. You could save this design and maybe send it to your local Walgreens or CVS and have it printed out as a maybe a 4x6 size. So those are just some different ways. If you do not have a printer or you don't want to have to use the ink or what have you at home, these are ways that you can get around having to do that. So, all right, so you see, like I said, this is the one that I have created, but we're going to go ahead and create a fun little mock-up of this, what we have here. So I'm going to go to the home button. I could probably go through here. I don't see it right away. Maybe it's the card version. I'm not sure. But search Canva. I'm just going to type in postcard because that's the size that I want. I want a postcard size. So I'm going to type that in. It's going to give me some templates. Again, when you are here, you can see, I mean, anything here that has the little crown and it says free is a free template to use. You can see this one actually has movement. That's pretty cool, right? So if you want to create this and then upload it to Instagram, so it has a little bit of movement happening, so it looks like a video, that's really fun to do. There's others though that are just static images. All of these kind of seem to be moving, don't they? Uh, it's okay though. But you can take any of these designs that are already in here and you can, again, I could click on this and we could create it all the way around, right? We can take in elements, delete elements out, all the things. So if you need a starting point, sometimes just finding a cute template that you're like, oh my gosh, I love that design. This is one that kind of catches my eye here, this big thanks with the pretty green and yellow flowers. I absolutely love that. That's very pretty. I could click on that. I could start designing it from there. That's really great. I personally, the way that my mind and my creativity works is I like to just start from a blank canvas. That's just me. But if you need some more inspiration and you're just not sure where to start, you can search for these templates till the cows come home. You're going to find templates of almost anything you can imagine. And again, you can customize them as you choose. So for today, we're going to go ahead and click on create a blank postcard. So as you can see, I've just got a blank square in front of me, but this is already formatted, like I said, to the size I need it to be. All right, so let's go ahead and get into here. Let me move this over a little. Okay. I'm trying to think. The first thing I did is I created a title. So over here on the left-hand side, you'll see your toolbar. You've got elements, which are all the graphics you can choose from. Uploads or any pictures that you've uploaded. Photos, it's going to show you anything that is in the Canva library, which is a lot. Text, if you want to add text, QR code, we're going to get to that, don't worry. Logos, and then you've got your more down here. So if you really want to add in more widgets or different apps into whatever it is that you're creating, I mean, you've got so many to choose from. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with text. We want to put a big header up top, right? So I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to click to add a heading. We'll just say new catalog has arrived. Yay. So if I want to change the text to this, or the font, I mean, I can come up here. And if you have fonts that are already saved to your device and you like that, you can upload them into Canva directly. So that's a way to do that if you're, again, being on brand and you have certain fonts that you only use. But otherwise, you will see there is a huge library of fonts. Some of them, anything that has this little crown at the end, as I hover over it, it will say as a Canva Pro user, you can use this. I do have the Pro version simply because I'm at that point to where I need it and I use it enough to get it. But anything without it is free, is on the free version. So maybe this looks amazing, right? So we'll put that in there. When you've got your text in there, so obviously I don't want it just smack dab in the middle. I want to move it around. So you can see as my mouse kind of changes, it goes to that 4-way arrow. That means you can click and drag. It's now able to be moved wherever you want it on this piece of paper or in this image. Another good thing is you'll see it has that center line, so you know that your text is centered onto your graphic. That's really nice. Now let's say I want to go ahead and I want to add a line underneath. I want it to look pretty. So I'm going to go to elements. That's where you can find, again, any shapes that you're looking for. I'll just type in line. Again, you've got so many options. I'm just going to click on this one here. Maybe I really like that. We're going really bold with this design. So there we go. Again, I could change it around if I wanted to. If I wanted it to go up and down and like go half on the page, I can do that. It'll help me line it up center. There it is. That's centered. I don't need it centered though. Or I mean, I don't need it down the middle. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Just because I want to show you something a little. Hello. Come on. Come on, little guy. You can do it. I believe in you. Now it's being really tricky. Okay. We'll just go back to regular. 1, 0. Okay. It's very, very tricky there. Again, I'm going to make sure it's lined up. There we go. We're centered. Okay. So now I've got my header. I've got a line underneath it. Now here's the fun part. Okay, I want to add some images from our new catalog. I want to really showcase some of the fun new products. So what you could do, what I've already done, is I've gone to my workstation. I've gone to the workstation, clicked on marketing, I've gone into the marketing section and downloaded pictures from the marketing section. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and click on the petals warmer. This is really like a stunning warmer. I really, really love this one simply because of the colors. These are my colors. This is my wheelhouse. But I want this to stand out on the page. I want to remove the background from this, right? It's great as it is if I were using this on maybe just a post on Instagram, but in this flyer, I just want the image itself. Here's how you get that. So to do that, we've got this here. We're going to go over here to effects, or up at the top to effects, and you'll see it says background remover. Literally you click, it's going to think about it for a second, and now it's going to give us our image all by itself without any background behind it. Now I can resize it. I can make it a little smaller because maybe I want to move it around the page. Okay, so now maybe I want to move that over here, showcase some warmers. How cute is that, right? All right, it's really cute, honestly. I want to make sure I get the name right. I really think it's just petals, but let me double check. No, dancing petals. Dancing petals. All right, so now I want to add that text in. So I'm going to go to text. Doesn't really matter because I can size it and format it. So I'm going to say dancing petals warmer. And because I'm trying to show off the catalog, I'm putting the page numbers in. This is on page number 12 in the catalog. I want to change that font, so I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to come over here. So you got a whole list of things to choose from. Let's make this maybe a little bit more scripty. I don't know if that's a word or not, but that's what we're going with. All right, so I've got my little cute font. I'm going to move that right there next to my warmer. Oh, sorry, I zoomed it. Okay, so we've got that. Now let's go ahead and let's add another picture. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my uploads. Again, these are just pictures that I've downloaded from my workstation and then uploaded into Canva. That's all I've done. That's it. Let's go ahead and add, I've already removed the backgrounds off of those. Let's do another one where we remove the background. Let's do this. This is a fall warmer that I absolutely adore. Again, I'm going to go to effects and then background remover. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to think about it. Stunning. Stunning. All right, we're going to put that baby over here. Now, maybe I want to do a little teaser, and I want to say, because we know that the Harvest collection is coming out on September 1st. So I want to put coming September 1. I want to bring down that font. I don't need it as big. I'm going to put it right above it because I want to add in another little element, and that's just an arrow. I want to add a little I like using arrows in my designs. I don't know. It's just a fun thing I like to do. You have again, so many options when it comes to all of this. It really depends on what you're looking for. I just need something that is going to kind of curve that way. I'm just going to select this one here. I want to go ahead and change the color. You'll see it's white, right? Which is why you can't see it in this square. So if I come up here to the color box, now I can change it to whatever color I want. This is really cool though. If you see down here where it says photo colors, it's going to pull colors from the image that you already, or any images that you already have on here. You'll see here that if I was working maybe on the dancing petals, I could change that to any of those fonts. It's pulling from the colors in that warmer or that image. This is doing the same thing. So maybe I want it to be brown because that's pulling out the brown in that warmer. So I'm going to change it to that color. I'm just going to make it a little smaller. Turn it on the bias, pull it over here. Look at that. All right, so now we've got a fun little teaser right there of what's to come in September. Now, here's the big thing that I know everybody loves to know. How do you get the QR code? Okay, in Canva is really, really easy. There are, if you Google it, you will find tons of QR code creators. I have a free one on my phone. It's just an app. It's just a QR code creator. It's a free app. You can definitely download that if you're on your phone. But if you're in Canva, you also have access to a perfectly good QR code. So all you do is click on QR code and it will tell you add a URL and will create a QR code for you to add to your design. People can scan so they are able to reach your website. That's really what it is. So in my case, I want them to go to my website, right? My Scentsy website. So mine is the melting pot.scentsy.us. You type that in. Now, another thing too, if maybe you were doing a Scentsy Club flyer, or maybe you were doing, check out my clearance items or something like that, you can actually go to your website, go to that actual page on your website, save that URL, paste it in here, and then that way when they scan the QR code, it will take them directly to that spot on your website. So if you're doing something a little bit more particular, specifically when I do my Scentsy Club flyers, any QR code that I put in there, like this one specifically, it goes directly to how you create a Scentsy Club on my website. So I like to be able to make that distinction when I'm doing different flyers. In this case though, I just want them going to the website. So I'm just gonna click generate code. Look at, oh, that's like 2 seconds, right? Oh my gosh. All right, so now maybe I don't need it as huge. So I'm gonna downsize that just a little bit, maybe pull it down here to the bottom corner. Now I wanna tell them what to do with it, which I think now a lot of people are familiar with QR codes, but just in case, I'll just put scan your camera and go to my website. There we go. I'll just go ahead and pull that down over top. And because I'm extra, let's just throw in another arrow. Why not? We'll add this one this time. You see, it's still white. I can create any color I want. This one, I'm just going to make it black because that'll make it just a little bit to match. Turn this little guy around. There we go. So now we've got it. We're making progress here, right? I will show you another thing too that I love to do on all of my flyers because it really works. Well, it doesn't work, but for my marketing, I like to be able to have I put my picture in a lot of what I'm doing simply because I like people to take my face and associate it with Scentsy. I want that like image in their mind. Whenever they see my face, they think Scentsy. Okay. That's what I want my customers to know. So as you can see, I've got some pictures here that I've already uploaded. I'll just use the one that I use in most of my marketing materials. So I want this a little bit smaller. I'm going to put this in the corner over here. So I'm just going to line it up to the corner of the page. And now maybe I don't want my, personally, I don't want my face like big, bold in the corner, right? I want to calm this down a little bit. So up here in our toolbar, and whenever you've got anything selected, these are the tools that you have to work with, right? So I can position it, I could change colors, put a hyperlink in there. If I was putting this on a website, I want to change the transparency. So what that means is it's going to actually make it not as bright. It's going to make it more opaque. So you'll see as I pull this down, how it actually starts fading into the background, right? I can go all the way to white. Obviously, there'd be no point if I just left it that way. I just want a little bit there. Again, I don't want it front and center. I just want a little bit. So there we go. So that's how you actually do that to where it's more subdued and in the background. Then you're probably going to want to put your name because, again, you want them to know who you are. So I'll just put Jacqui Duran, move that in, make it a little smaller. It doesn't need to be so big. Put that down, and 9 times out of 10, I'll just put it right over my actual picture. And you'll see it just kind of sits there in the background. We can do the same thing with any other picture. So this is one of my favorites because I'm so excited about this at the new catalog, but it's the laundry and it's also the clean line and the body line, how they've redesigned the packaging on everything. I absolutely love it. I love how it looks, and it's one of my new favorite things. So this is one that I got just from my workstation. Okay. I have already removed the background, but you know how we already did that, right? If I needed to do that, I could just go to effects and background remover. In this case, there's already no background. I've already downloaded it this way. So on here, I can just pull that in, maybe make it a little more front and center. And I'm just going to put here, check out our newest scents in the clean body and laundry line. Okay, we've got that. Just put that anywhere. Again, you can change, remember, you can change the font. You can do anything like that that you'd like to do. It just kind of depends on what you want it to look like. This is where I said you can get completely customizable in here. You can just get as creative as you want. I could probably spend all day sitting here just creating graphics simply because there's endless options of how to do all of this. Now I have, remember how I said anything that's highlighted, you can come up here to your toolbar, right? So you'll see that I've just got the whole square highlighted, not a particular piece, just the whole square as a whole. So if I come up here, maybe I don't want it white. Maybe I want a different background color. Maybe I want it like this, I don't know, soft pink. Click there, look at that. Now I've got a beautiful soft pink background. I personally, because I print at home, I don't want to use too much ink, and it's just going to get washed out anyway when I start printing these. So for me personally, I like to leave mine white, but if you're going to, if you want to print it this way, you certainly can make it any color you want, to give it a little bit more depth. But it will probably be, I mean, it's, again, when you're printing at home, it's probably going to take more ink than you think. Wow, it's like I'm Dr. Seuss all of a sudden. Or you could send this to Canva and have them print it, send it to you. Again, depends on where you're at in your business budget, how you want to spend that money. But I just want you to see that you can add colors to that background. You can change it anytime you want to. So now I've got that in there. This is looking pretty good, right? This has pretty much done everything that I really need it to do. So now let's say I'm done. I love it. I'm done. I've got my QR code. I've got some images on there. This is all I want. When I come up here to the little down arrow with the line, I'm going to click on that. Move this out of the way. Click on that. It's going to automatically tell me the file type that it suggests I save it as. It's suggesting that I save it as a PDF. That's going to keep the graphics crisp and clean, clear, just beautiful. So I would just save it as a PDF, and then I'll go ahead and download that. This is where it will tell you that you can check out tutorials at Canva, a whole kind of, there's just so many resources when it comes to Canva. It's endless. So it's definitely going to give you that option there. All right, so now I have downloaded it. I'm going to show you real quick how I would do this to actually get it printed. So I'm going to go to, I use Avery.com for all of my printing needs. I'll go ahead and log in here. Get that out of the way. All right, so now I'm going to type in postcard. I think it's 3381 is the template I'm looking for. Let's see here. I don't want to buy. I want a template. Sorry. Templates. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it is doing that. Just go to cards. You can see here. All right, so postcards. So that's going to print 4 to a page. 3381. This is the one that I normally use. Postcards or index cards. That's actually what I have used on this one here. So it's that perfect size. So now I just want to click Start Designing. Move that out of the way. And you've got two options with this template. You can go up or down. So if this was one, obviously in Canva that I created, right, this is more horizontal. If it was more vertical, you could of course choose that one. It will print better for you. But honestly, in this case, it really doesn't matter too much, but I am gonna pick that horizontal side. Select this template. So now here we are in Avery. Again, if you wanted to skip Canva, you could and create in here. Obviously, I like Canva for what it's given us. But I'm going to go ahead and select the blank design. It's going to show me where all of my print lines are. So it's kind of giving me a tip of how to print this. I'm just going to drag and drop straight into here, but you could choose, you know, upload from your computer or your device. It will be a little bit smaller. So now I just want to size it out to the size of this postcard. I'm going to stay within the lines that it tells me to. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I know I need to go a little bit smaller. All right. So now I'm in there. Looks great, right? It's lined up. Now, if I made it a little bit bigger, watch what happens. It's going to turn. Now I say that, now it's not going to do it. There it goes. You'll see how it shows those red lines. That's warning. That's telling you, oh my gosh, you've gone outside of your zone. So that's how you know if you've gone a little too far. But as long as you keep it within those lines, you will be fine. So I'm going to move it back. Still a little red. I want to make sure I get it all in there. All right. So now we're good. I can click preview and print. This design has a front and a back. Would you like to edit the back? No, but you could. And here again, you have another option, just yet another program that will print it for you. So again, if you don't have a printer at home, but you want this size, this is the design you want, you could do this, pay Avery, they will ship it right out to you, or print yourself and just click print. Go ahead, you'll get that, and then you can start printing out. So this is how I actually print it. So I create it in Canva, and then I open Avery. I do this same workflow for everything that I create, whether it's a sticker label, anything like that. So I'll show you real quick here as an example, because when I make my samples, every month, I will use just the graphics program I use, or you can use Canva. And like, I just have this little label. So all I did is I go in and I create this image. For me, it's just very simple. I keep everything circular. I don't know why, just a thing. So it's circular, that's how I do mine, but you could make your labels anything. Once you make the image, you go into Avery.com, you pull up the template that you want. That's why I will only buy Avery labels, because I know exactly what template I need to use for what. And every time that you purchase an Avery package of labels, it will give you a number. So that's when you could go in here, choose template, type in the number that it gives you. For example, for the address size, it's 5260. It even tells you up there at the top, right? So go into here, it'll pull that template up, you pull your design in, boom, and you can print anything you want, get it the right size that you need. This has saved me a ton of time, and I really honestly wish that I had learned Avery a lot sooner than I did, because for years I was always trying to figure out, how does everybody get this to like print so perfectly? It always looks so nice. I could never figure it out until finally I watched some training along the way, and I was like, oh, are you kidding me? I could have done it that way a long time ago. So that is how you get things to print on whatever it is that you're printing. Again, if you're printing this postcard, if you're printing smaller stickers, address labels, whatever it is, Avery.com is going to be your best friend. And Avery is just like Canva. It is perfectly free. I actually don't know if there is a paid version to Avery.com. The only part that you would have to pay for is, again, if you have Avery print it for you. Okay. But again, you saw that you could do it with Canva too. I honestly don't know the differences in prices because I don't use them. I print at home. So, but you can figure out which would be the best deal. Maybe sometimes you'll find a coupon code. So Canva, Canva. You are now ready to design, okay? You have all the tools you need to add your QR code. You don't have to go to a separate program. You can do that in here. You want to remove the background off of one of your pictures. You don't have to go to a separate program. You can do that here. You can add your own picture. Again, pull it back so it's not bright in the middle, right? Add that in there if that's what you want to do. Design, design, design. Have fun with this. And one thing I will say when it comes to Canva specific, and well, really any program, my best advice is just to get in here and start designing, start playing around. Again, you're going to see that you can animate. Look, I can animate this if I wanted to. Again, animating it and printing it, it's not going to do me any good. But maybe I wanted to put this, make this right now. I can save this. This is now an animated image, so it's a moving image, so it recognizes it like a video. I could then post this on Instagram, and it would show up as moving when I post it on Instagram or even Facebook. So you can do so many things in here, so many different ways. You've got all the means to customize everything that you want. You can even, when you're here in Canva, you can create, it allows you to create brand colors. So you can save specific colors. Again, if you're really big into branding, if you've got specific colors, specific fonts that you want to use, so you're very consistent in what your marketing materials look like, you can create your brand colors in here and save them. It really is such a powerful program when it comes to anything that has to do with marketing. Like I said, it doesn't have to be just printing things. I can save things, create things in here, create Instagram stories, Facebook stories. It'll save it to that size, make them animated so they pop and jump off the screen, and then save it and then upload it into my favorite programs. One of the things, like I said, that I absolutely love with having Canva and really being able to work in it, this has saved me a ton of time. It really, really has. And the more that you use it, the more that you play with it, the more you're just going to feel more comfortable with it. And the more things that you will figure out, you're like, oh, look how cool I did this, right? And look how awesome I made this graphic. You're going to start to surprise yourself with the things that you're able to do in here, because it honestly just, endless possibilities of what you want to do. It's very powerful. So I hope this has helped and given you a little bit of a spot to go from, even if you've never opened Canva before. This should help you to at least know where to start, how to start playing with things, pulling things in, changing them to what you need them to do. And I wish you guys the best in creating some really fun stuff. I would love to see what you're able to come up with. So if you want to create some things and share it in the group, I would love to see it and see what you guys are doing and making. And oh, let me show you one more thing before I let you go here. I wanted to show you this simply because it's something that I've started to try and do more of. Okay. Let me go back to, where are my designs? Let me go back there. And this is where it can be really fun too. If you have team members that maybe you're working with, or friends, or, contacts, things like that you've got within Scentsy, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love that template you did. So here's one that I just made up really easy. I actually made this up when we were at SFR and we were waiting on a session or something like that. That's how quickly you can make these things, like super quick. You can get it down. Let's say you made this template and you're like, oh my gosh, I want my team member to have this, right? Like they need some help, or they really love how I did this, but they want their picture on it, right? Not mine. They don't want my picture on it. So what I can do is I can go to share, and then it's going to pop up this box that says share designs with others to view and edit. Okay, here's the thing. If you click share a link to use as template, if you click that, copy this link, and I'm going to go ahead and share it in our group page. But what you can do with this is when you share this link, it is actually going to pull it up as a template for others to use. So let me just get to our group real quick. I'm going to pull this up and show you here what it looks like. All right. Do this. All right. I'm jumping all around here. Sorry about that. All right. So here in our group, I'm just going to come in here. I've got it copied, right? Just going to paste it in. And the rest of the group's going to be like, what you doing, Jacqui? I'm going to say use this template. Use this template to create yours. So I'm going to post it in there. What I've done is I've created that. I've saved that as a template, right? So just like in Canva, where we have the option to choose any of their templates, now your team members or your friends can now go in and use this template. So it's posted here in our group. I'm just going to click on it so you can see what happens. Obviously now it's going to open up yet another Canva window. If I didn't have enough. But it says, so if Pam was opening this and she's like, oh gosh, I want to be able to do that, right? So now she's got this template. She can say use template, click on that. And again, just like with any other Canva template, she can come over here and now click on that picture of me, right? She doesn't want that picture of me, but what she's going to want to do is she's going to want to, let's see if I can get down into it there. There it is. Now I'm going to cancel that out. Oh, there we go. Now we want to replace that. I don't know what to put in there. Photos. Let's say it's this person. Maybe this is somebody else. I don't know. Put it in there. So if that was Pam's picture, she could then go in there, change that to her. If she wanted to change the wording, she could add her own name in there. Everything else, that template is saved. So that's where she can kind of start her creative process. So if you're, again, looking to maybe collaborate with different people or within your own team members to help them get started in creating some graphics, have some fun this way. You can share those templates and they'll be able to customize them however they choose. Amazing things in Canva. So like I said, I hope that has helped. I'm very excited to get this out and done. I've been meaning to do this training for a while. So it's my fault it's taken so long, but it just reminded me yesterday. I was like, I got to get this done. We're at the beginning of a new catalog. Everybody wants to start doing more marketing materials, getting things out when they're mailing everything out. And so this was a perfect opportunity to do that. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. And